Welcome to the Musar video blog. As we've already spoken about in other weeks, we're in the time period right now, counting the Omer. The Talmud tells us that during this time, between the festival of Pesach and Shavuos, during these days, the disciples of Rabbi Akiva, 24,000 strong, died. And the reason was because they did not give proper respect to each other. Interestingly enough, we're told elsewhere that the principle that Rabbi Akiva spoke about and espoused as a great principle of the Torah was V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, which is commonly translated as love your neighbor as yourself. So there's a great irony here that Rabbi Akiva, who preached this idea of giving respect, giving love towards each other, that it was on that very point that his disciples were lacking. It could have been on a very subtle level, but they were lacking in that and they were held accountable. So the other day, I was sitting around and people were discussing this period of time, and someone said that it would be an appropriate time, very opportune, to focus on the mitzvah of loving each other. That we should open our hearts and love people. And we shouldn't hold things against everybody else and things like that. And usually this conjures up an idea that there's so many people in the world in so many different ways and types, and people think differently, act differently, and we should show love and feel love towards everybody. So I just piped in and said something that I thought was pretty significant, and I said that we should also keep in mind that the mitzvah of loving your neighbor like yourself applies even to people that you know. Right. It applies even to people that you know, because oftentimes it's so easy, or maybe not so easy, but it's easy-ish to love the world, to love everybody out there. But the guy that is right next to me, someone in my family, someone in my workplace, a relative, someone I know, a neighbor, etc., situations like that, that's hard, because those are the people that I come in contact with. And those are the people who have their quirks, have their idiosyncrasies, and maybe even have some bad traits. And those people can be very annoying. And it's hard to love those people. So I would tweak what I said just to drop and say that it's not that there's a mitzvah even to love those people that you know. I would say primarily the mitzvah is to love those people that you know. And also, you should have good feelings in general. Try to feel a sense of understanding, of empathy where other people are coming. But the most important area of the mitzvah is the people that we know, the people that are closest to us, and are oftentimes the people that get under our skin the most because we have contact with them all the time. And that's where the challenge is. And that's what Musar really teaches us, that these challenging moments when it really pushes and goes against the grain, that's where we have to put an extra effort. That's where we have to try harder to overcome those negative feelings, focus on the positive, try to find the good in the other person. That's what's really important. That's what I think we should focus on in these days, is if you have someone who's close to you and does get into your skin, try real hard to find some compassion, some understanding, and some true love for that person. See you next time.